What occurs when two of hip-hop's most legendary figures clash at the height of their careers? The world takes notice, numbers soar, lawsuits are initiated, and the entire music industry feels the repercussions. Drake and Kendrick Lamar, two of the most significant voices of their time, have transformed their long-standing rivalry into one of the most commercially and culturally impactful feuds in music history. Welcome to Celebrity Rap Life, where the red carpets never roll up and the spotlight never fades. The rewards are legendary. Because in celebrity rap life, every downfall can become a comeback, and every headline tells a deeper story. Today, we're diving into a world where fame meets fire, and headlines write themselves. The latest development in their ongoing saga resembles a bizarre blend of rap history and a legal drama. Kendrick Lamar's fierce diss track, Not Like Us, has just left the Billboard Hot 100, but not before making a mark. The song spent 53 consecutive weeks on the chart, setting a record for the longest charting rap track ever. Meanwhile, the Recording Industry Association of America revealed that Drake has achieved an unprecedented 10 Diamond-certified singles, more than any other artist in history. While this may seem like a victorious moment for both artists at first glance, the reality behind these achievements is far from peaceful. It's a battleground of music, public perception, legal tactics, and legacy. The rap scene is familiar with conflicts, but this goes beyond simple lyrical exchanges. It's systemic, financial, generational, and at its heart, deeply personal. Drake's recent diamond certifications include his breakout hit, Best I Ever Had, and the smooth genre-blending anthem, Hold On, We're Going Home. These add to a list that already features God's Plan, Hotline Bling, One Dance, Sicko Mode, Life is Good, In My Feelings, and No Guidance. Collectively, they not only represent chart-topping hits but also signify Drake's supremacy in streaming, pop culture, and commercial success. Kendrick Lamar has claimed a different kind of crown, the cultural one. His song Not Like Us was more than just a diss track, it was a significant event. It debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, garnered over 1.5 billion streams worldwide, and dominated the Grammys with 5 awards, including Song of the Year and Record of the Year. The track was politically charged, musically captivating, and visually striking, particularly during Kendrick's live performance at the Super Bowl halftime show, which broke viewership records for the NFL's most-watched event. This moment will be remembered not only for its cultural impact, but also for the fallout it caused. In the weeks after Kendrick's performance, Drake launched a shocking lawsuit against Universal Music Group, claiming the label had orchestrated a scheme to artificially boost the song's success. The lawsuit alleged that UMG employed bot accounts, paid promotions, and possibly even manipulated platforms to give Not Like Us an unfair advantage, all supposedly to undermine Drake in the charts and public perception. Universal denied all allegations, with a spokesperson calling the lawsuit offensive and untrue, labeling it a calculated PR move. In a statement to Variety, the label did not hold back. Nowhere in the 100-plus pages of legal nonsense from Drake's lawyers do they acknowledge that Drake himself has created and performed hugely successful songs with equally provocative jabs at other artists. They also fail to mention that it was Drake who initiated this particular rivalry. To grasp the intensity of that statement, we need to look back. The rivalry between Drake and Kendrick didn't start in 2024, it has been brewing for over 10 years. The public tension began in 2013 when Kendrick delivered his famous verse on Big Sean's Control, where he mentioned Drake and proclaimed himself the King of New York. This caught the rap community's attention. Drake responded with subtle digs in interviews and songs, but never fully engaged at that time. Over the years, both artists exchanged barbs through ambiguous lyrics, interviews, and passive-aggressive actions. Drake, ever strategic, relied on plausible deniability, while Kendrick, the poet with a chip on his shoulder, replied with complex verses that mixed literary critique with street-level realism. The Cold War escalated. Then came a turning point. In early 2024, Kendrick released Euphoria, a complex and biting track filled with venom, riddles, and insights. It criticized Drake's image as a pop-friendly rapper, accusing him of relying on melodies and marketing rather than addressing real issues. In response, Drake released First Person Shooter, a track that prioritized swagger over substance but still achieved commercial success. The real turning point came with Kendrick's track, Not Like Us. It wasn't merely an insult, it was a thorough critique. Kendrick challenged Drake's authenticity, his ties to the music industry, and most provocatively, hinted at rumors regarding Drake's associations and behavior. The song was a brilliant example of psychological warfare, featuring impactful lyrics paired with a catchy West Coast beat that made it unavoidable at parties, on TikTok, and on the radio. In response, Drake released Tailor-Made Freestyle, a song that received mixed reactions for its use of AI-generated vocals mimicking Tupac Shakur and Snoop Dogg, two West Coast legends with whom Kendrick has long been associated. The backlash was immediate, with Tupac's estate threatening legal action and Snoop distancing himself publicly. The hip-hop community began to question the limits of artistic expression. Then Kendrick dropped Meet the Grahams, an eerie, almost surreal letter directed not at Drake but at his family, his parents, his son, and even his fans. It was deeply personal, painful, and divisive. Some hailed it as a brilliant piece of emotional lyricism, while others viewed it as a breach of unspoken boundaries. Regardless, it solidified their feud as one of the most significant in hip-hop history. As these tracks dominated cultural discussions, the statistics told their own tale. Not Like Us topped the charts for 4 weeks, not only going viral but also becoming a cultural touchstone, cited by athletes, actors, and even politicians. Meanwhile, Drake's count of diamond records continued to rise, showcasing his enduring influence and global reach. However, the lawsuit shifted the narrative. Drake's legal action against Universal marked a transition from lyrical battles to institutional conflict. In the lawsuit, Drake's lawyers argued that Universal compromised the competitive integrity of the charts by manipulating platforms like Spotify and Apple Music through back-end influence and sponsored playlists, claiming the intent was to secure Kendrick a cultural win at Drake's expense. Universal responded with contempt. An insider from the label remarked, "Drake is no stranger to commercial tactics. He's built his empire on strategic promotion, from bundled album sales to viral TikTok challenges. For him to complain now is hypocritical." Fans were divided. Some saw the lawsuit as Drake desperately trying to cope with being overshadowed, while others viewed it as a legitimate challenge to an industry plagued by payola and murky practices. Regardless, the legal dispute added a new dimension to an already intricate rivalry. Insiders suggest that this conflict goes beyond chart positions or public image. It's about legacy. Drake, the global powerhouse with an impressive catalog, is now facing a cultural reckoning, while Kendrick, the Pulitzer Prize-winning lyricist and voice of a generation, has turned that reckoning into music that both confronts and captivates. The Grammy wins for Not Like Us were more than just accolades. They were a form of validation. Kendrick's halftime performance, rich with references to West Coast history and political themes, was more than entertainment. It was a powerful message that resonated deeply. Even the Super Bowl was not free from controversy, as Kendrick's show generated over 1,200 complaints to the FCC due to some explicit lyrics and visuals. However, this only heightened the significance of the moment. In a time when polished content often prevails, Kendrick reminded everyone that art can still be provocative, and that such provocation can lead to prominence. On the other hand, Drake has remained relatively quiet musically. Aside from some legal matters and sporadic Instagram updates, he has kept a low profile since the height of the feud. Some insiders speculate he might be working on a new album, while others think he's biding his time, waiting for the situation to settle. History shows that Drake seldom stays silent for long. When he does respond, it's anticipated to be significant, whether through a new single, a documentary, or an unexpected tour. His next move will be a spectacle. It must be, as he's now aiming for something beyond just chart success. He's seeking cultural redemption. The industry is paying attention, and fans are eagerly anticipating what comes next. As for Kendrick, he appears to have moved on publicly. There are rumors of a new album that may continue the reflective style of his recent work. He's been spotted in the studio with artists like Anderson.Paak, SZA, and even some surprising collaborators from rock and soul. Even if the tension is easing, the impact will endure. This isn't a rivalry that will fade away. It's on the level of Nas versus Jay-Z or Tupac versus Biggie, but with a modern twist, unfolding across streaming platforms, social media, and courtrooms rather than just on the streets and radio. This rivalry has redefined what a rap battle means in the digital age, compelling the industry to reconsider how success is defined, how authenticity is promoted, and how conflict, whether genuine or staged, can influence legacy. Drake currently holds the record for the most diamond singles in music history, while Kendrick has the longest charting rap song ever and one of the most significant diss tracks in history. Both are kings, ruling over different realms. Amid the applause, lawsuits, and record-breaking achievements lies a deeper truth about this hip-hop era. It's not solely about who wins the battle, but who gets to narrate the story afterward, and who the public chooses to believe. In this narrative, Kendrick and Drake are more than just rappers. They are rivals, creators of their own legacies, and embodiments of a culture that cherishes both a good fight and a great song. And this conflict, it's far from finished. This story is far from over, and the truth is still unfolding. I want to hear what you think. Drop your take in the comments. And if you don't want to miss the next twist, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next.